in my cerebellum where I live, I invite you.
Do you believe you're perceived as confident?
I do. I think I do. Like people can tell that I know what I'm doing and I know what I want. But I think people might find hard to figure out what I am because I'm quite quiet when I'm in public and only really my close friends know me fully. So I don't know.
What makes you feel the most confident?
When I'm having doubt on maybe my work, on how I talk, on how I express myself is because there's something lacking like in me at that point. And I think that my own perception of myself is what gives me confidence. I don't like to put what I think my value is onto what other people think. My confidence comes from me talking to myself and reassuring myself.
When you're not feeling confident, how do you make yourself feel confident again?
What I do is go back into my memories to pinpoint where in the past I felt the most confident and trying to get something from my past self. Because I feel like my past self always drops something for me for the future. Like I had a point in January this year where like everything was so low, like I felt like everything was crumbling. So yeah, at that point in January, I had to think back to even 2021 when I first moved out by myself. At that point, I was feeling like I was alone because it was a new environment. So I needed to find ways to grow my own confidence. So what I did would be like go on walks, listen to more music, and figure out what Emily like to do. Walks are a big thing for me, and if like during winter I am unable to go on many walks because of the weather, then I do see the change in my confidence or my mood. So what do I have to do to go back to that level of confidence or good mood? Try to go on walks again.
How did confidence show up for you in the past?
I feel like I've had grasp of my confidence only in the past 2 years, like actual grasp of what it means to have confidence. But if I have to like think back in my maybe teenage years, I think football is what shown a lot of my confidence. I played in a really good team and we were like a whole team together for like maybe 5 years. Like at some point we went into the league and I think we ended up in second place. But before that, like it would always be a struggle, especially against Bologna. That was the best ladies team in like my region because they have a lot of funding and stuff. By the sixth year, we started to actually beat Bologna and like I could feel myself in the pitch actually don't not caring like if the match finishes and I'm completely dead and exhausted because like I did good in the match. So I think in football that's where my confidence would show a lot. But outside of football, not much anywhere else.
And how does confidence show up for you now?
I think now in my 20s, I have more control over my confidence. I know what it feels like, but it came from like having a talk in Barcelona 2 years ago with like a random friend of the night. And I think what limited me in the past was a fear, and especially fear of rejection. So I wouldn't put myself out there much because I don't know what if it goes bad, then my mood goes bad and I have to learn a new thing about myself and try to work on it and then try to get back at the point that I was again. So literally the only thing the guy said to me was like, okay, you propose something to someone and they say no, what happens? Like nothing happens. They will probably forget about it after a while and you can just move on, like learn from maybe the feedback that you get and move on. And that like literally gave me a lot of confidence. I don't know, it switched something in my mind. The confidence in my present self comes from me putting myself out there and not focusing too much on rejection and believing in myself and my ideas more than being judged about them.
How do you think confidence will show up for you in the future?
I think confidence will show up for me in the future by doing more of putting myself out there. Like I'm talking about career wise mostly. So yeah, like still continuing to believing in my work and my ideas and my brain and mind, and yeah, not letting other people's word interfere.
So, can you say what I know now for sure?
What I know now for sure is that I need to surround myself with people that I feel they want me genuinely in their life, not for any like opportunistic reasons. Like even if it's for love. I know now from past experiences that what helps my confidence is being in a place where I can be myself. What I wish I knew before is that like the world is not gonna end. Like something that influenced a lot on my confidence, I think, that I focus on a lot is my speech and how I talk, like especially having to translate in my head from Italian or Tree to English. Like it gets my words mixed up or my tongue mixed up a lot. Like when I'm focusing too much on it, like it's okay, like it's just an accent.
I want you to imagine you are a stranger who had a conversation with yourself
Mhm.
for the first time. How do you think they would perceive you?
Talking to strangers is a task for me. Yeah, I'm so scared of like thinking of what people think when I talk with them. If I was a stranger meeting myself for the first time and talking with me, like having an actual conversation with me, I think they would have like the idea that I'm grounded and that what I'm saying, I actually think what I'm saying. I think they think that the confidence is there. I think that's what they would see.
Imagine you are someone you really love experiencing you. How do you feel they're perceiving you? How do you feel like their experience of you is?
If I was rich love, my own sister, experiencing me, Emily, I think it would be very confusing and but at the same time interesting to see as like an older sister to see your younger like sibling that you basically raised to be so different from what you thought it would be. I think she doesn't understand like a lot of the things I do or the shit decisions I make, but at the same time being family, like blood family, links you so like deeply in some weird way. I think it would be surprising to see Emily now, was a 22 year old with like that has thoughts. Like recently, we've been having a conversation about friendships and like keeping people around you that are genuine, how people around you can like interfere with your confidence but with the things they say. I think at this point we grew up quite different in our like in for adult year in ways that I am being able more to work on my emotional expression, where she had to like start being an adult like straight away and didn't have the time to grow within that. And so I think that's where the confusion part comes for her, but also heartwarming to know that, yeah, like there's someone in her family that she can talk to about these things. I want to leave you with a track that feels to me like spring and sun and light and helps me to get out of my bed and out of my house and move my body calmly. So, with that said, in my cerebellum, where I live, I invite you to listen to Angolo di Cielo by Renato Rachel.